Hello everybody, also from my side. My name is Sigmar Bootsch and I am employed in the headquarters of WOMA here in Duisburg. I've been working in the high pressure business now about 23 years, and I belong to the Department Academy and Application Technology of WOMA. The topic of this webinar is ultra high pressure units. In the next about 20 minutes, I will give you an overview of different pump installations, an overview of different drive concepts which are used on the market to build up an UHP unit. And in the last part, I give you some information about the regulation of emission stage 5 of diesel units. By the way, if you have questions or remarks to the different topics, please use the chat function so we can speak about it in the discussion part at the end of this webinar. First of all, a short review of the content of our first webinar, which took place in December last year. There you got basic information about the components of a UHP pump and how a UHP pump works. We spoke also about the function of the nozzle in the system, the normal pressure loss, what you find in a complete high pressure system, and also the reaction force, which is linear to the flow rate. So let's start with the topics of this webinar. First of all, the different pump installations. Means horizontal or vertical installations. These are the two different installation types. The question is, which installation is better? In the end, both installations work very good. Each installation has advantages and disadvantages. So I don't compare the installation, the general installation of the different pump manufacturers, because there are also technical reasons in the design of the pumps why manufacturers use a horizontal or vertical installation. I present you the objective advantages and disadvantages of both installations. First of all, the vertical installation. A big advantage is a smaller footprint of the vertical installation in comparison to the horizontal installation. So when you have a reduced place, you can use this vertical installation. Disadvantage is you always have to use pressurized oil lubrication for the power end, because you have to reach with the oil all components inside the power end of the pump. When you have a leakage in the sealing system or in the pump head, you have to make sure that no water gets to the power end, to the oily part. That means you have to use an additional sealing system to protect the power end. And when you have service cases, normally a lifting device is necessary, especially when you think about the oil part. Horizontal installation means you can use, in some cases, also splash oil lubrication when you have lower drive engines. When you have a leakage in the pump head, the water drops to the ground. That means you have, in this case, you have always a 100 separation of the oil part against the water part. When you do a service at the power end, means at the oil part, you have an easy access because you can go around. You don't have to dismount the pump head. But disadvantage is you have a bigger footprint in comparison to the vertical installation. So when you have comments, please use the chats so we can discuss afterwards to this topic. So a typical application for the vertical installation of the pump is the installation on sewer trucks. Here, the UHP pump is normally installed between the driver's cab and the containers, vacuum container, disposal container, freshwater container. To save space on the truck, the vertical installation is preferred because of the smaller footprint. But in some cases, you find also horizontal installation. Now we come to the different drive concepts which are used to build up a UHP unit. First of all, electric drive. Electric-driven units are mostly stationary units, but in some special cases you find also mobile electric units, especially units up to 37 kilowatt installed power. The electric motor could be fixed direct at the drive shaft of the pump. In this case, normally a pump with an internal reduction gear is used. The electric motor could be fixed. Another possibility is to use a V-belt drive. Here you can see you can use also a pump without internal reduction gear. Depending on the application of the unit, there are different possibilities to the control, like direct start, star-delta connection, soft starter, or frequency converter. The second drive concept is the use of diesel-driven units. Diesel drives are almost used in mobile devices. So standard is one drive and one pump. This solution is flexible and ideal for single user applications. But there is also a possibility to build up a unit with one drive and two pumps. This is called the twin concept. So you can use two identical pumps or two different pumps, for example, a high pressure pump and a lower pressure pump. Like I explained before, high pressure pumps are also used on sewer trucks. In this case, the engine of the truck is also used to run the pump. With the use of a power take-off gearbox, you can switch between the drive mode and the cleaning mode. So the truck goes to the job site and switch to the cleaning mode. So the diesel engine of the truck is used to drive or to run the pump. Another solution, and very interesting solution, especially for service contractors, is the drive concept with a shiftable gear. That means an additional multi-stage shiftable gear is installed between the high pressure pump and the diesel engine. So with this drive concept, the energy input is optimized and thereby the operational costs are reduced for the specific application. The main advantages of this solution are the performance of the 500 kilowatt pump can be regulated down to a 50 kilowatt pump without any bypass water. So we take from the diesel engine only the power we need to produce a specific pressure and flow rate for the water tool and the application. Due to the speed reduction, also the noise emission is reduced, and you have only one device for different applications. For example, when you think about the back force of the high pressure gun, the application, for this application, you need about 20 to 34 liter per minute. But you can use this unit also, for example, for pipe cleaning, typical application between 84 and 180 liter per minute. And when you use the maximum power of the engine, you can use this device, this unit, for tank cleaning applications up to 264 liter per minute. So this solution, this drive concept, is used up to 1,500 bar operating pressure and up to 264 liter per minute. So this solution is interesting for service contractors and rental companies, for example, which have different applications like general parts and surface cleaning, tank cleaning, pipe cleaning, heat exchanger cleaning, and so on. So this drive concept makes no sense if you have always the same application. Means one pressure with nearly the same flow rate, but it's perfect for companies which change with changing operating conditions. The last part of my presentation is the regulation of emission stage 5. Since 1996, the introduction of stage 1, the European Commission has proposed the world's toughest emission standards for non-road mobile machineries called NRMM, such as construction equipment, for example. So this regulation is about engines, pollutant emissions, and emission limits. The difference between stage 4 and stage 5 are lower permissible particle mass, limit values for particulate matter, and there are emission limits for all performance classes. So the limits in stage 1 to stage 4 depend on the net power of the diesel engines, but the scope was limited. That means that the emission limits of stage 4 units, engines applied to engines from 56 up to 560 kilowatt. In stage 5, all power ranges are listed. In this diagram, the reduction of hydrocarbon and nitrogen oxides on one side and the reduction of the particles on the other side is shown. The limit of hydrocarbon and NOx in stage 5 is about 94% lower than in stage 1 in comparison to stage 1. The limit in stage 5 is identical to the limit in stage 4. The limit of particulate matter in stage 5 is 97% lower than in stage 1. And the reduction from stage 4 to stage 5 is another 40%. So we see the limits from stage 1 to stage 5 go extremely down. As an example, you see here the exhaust system of a typical 130 kilowatt unit with stage 4 limit. You'll see here the exhaust system. To achieve the strict emission limits of stage 5, a sophisticated exhaust after treatment system had to be launched. So this system consists of more parts, means it's more voluminous, with which takes more space. Additional, much more monitoring and more pretentious control is necessary. So you see a lot of sensors installed at the exhaust system. See here's the cable of the sensors. This is an existing mobile unit which fulfills the stage 4 limits. As real life example, we had to upgrade this unit to the emission limits of stage 5. So to get to this lower limits, 130 millimeter higher hood sounds not so much, but that means we have to redesign the soundproof hood. And another important thing is the total height of the trailer. In some applications, the access to the job site is limited. So think about car parks, for example. Additional, the weight of the trailer increased about 90 kilogram. We as manufacturer had some challenges to update this trailer to stage 5. One of the biggest challenge was the diesel engine. In this trailer, a 130 kilowatt diesel engine from Volvo is used. So the challenges for every power range, there is a timeline of type approval, and the market placement for the engine was planned 1 year after the approval. The type approval of this 5-stage engine was determined to the 1st January 2019, and therefore the market placement 1 year later on the 1st January of 2020. But things turn out differently, and we got the first prototype stage 5 engine in November 2019. So we had extreme effort to bring this unit to a stage 5 unit. Here are the main challenges to upgrade an existing stage 4 unit to a stage 5 unit with the same pressure flow rate combination. So we have to redesign the construction, for example, the basic frame, fitting of the soundproof hood. We have to implement additional monitoring, which is needed in stage 5 units in the control system. We have to do the test and verification of the new emission limits, and we have to do also a long-term test. So, and the expectation of the customers are naturally not to increase the price. So, okay, so far, thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions and comments in the discussion part. Now I let over to Stijn Vermoet from HCI. Thank you.
Hi all. I will click further for Sigmar. Hi all, thanks for joining. They asked us to present something about using cases of what we do with high pressure cleaning. I think a lot of you will know what we do with it, but yeah, we will go with it. Why do we choose for high pressure cleaning? Well, we are not blind for alternatives, but still it's very safe with the right cleaning devices or automates. It's very efficient, it's very fast, and the results are very good. And I think water is great because it has a very good abrasive work, and it's also used direct for the transport of the waste and the pollution we get when we clean some jobs. So I go further with some user cases. First of all, one is from Dow. Also Hans will know a lot about this. We designed a Hummel system so we can clean the furnaces, the tubes of the furnaces from beneath the furnace. It was a main topic to get the pipes cleaned in a short duration of time. For that we use sometimes a WOMA from Sigmar, but 1,000 bars with 220 liters. If you see it are pipes with yeah, a big inside diameter. Yeah, well, I go further. If you have any questions, just ask on the chat. Something we do furthermore with the high pressure pump is ultra depth cleaning. For example, what you see on the picture with 3,000 bars, 40 liter pump. We use that a lot for the surface treatment of the tanks, but also for changing of a product. Sometimes from black to white product, or from oil to food grade or feed grade. So that's yeah. I think more and more clients tank terminals are asking about this system, and it works very well. When we use the system, we also directly take the water and the dust or the rust or the pollution out with the vacuum truck. So and it's very efficient and very easy to work with. Go further. I think it's always stupid to talk to a laptop, but I go further. Yeah, another topic is a cleaning base. We use high pressure cleaning a lot in cleaning base. So for the inside of heat exchanger, I go over with that, but also for the outside. And what we did is we innovated a full automated outside bundle cleaner. You see the tablet screen on the picture. And for that, yeah, we use a big pump with 240, sometimes 260 liters a minute with 1,000 bars stated here, but also sometimes to 15. Yeah, what's the main topic with high pressure at the moment is we can automate almost everything with our own technical department, but also with good and strong suppliers we work with. Further to the next one, but I think it's for you a lot of known topics. Yeah, here we are with inside bundle cleaning. So for that we use often 1,000 bar pump between 230 liters a minute. And you have multiple setups because sometimes we use it with one hose, sometimes up to 5 hoses, and but none of that we can select the right pump we have to. You see on the picture, you see above, you see a setup with an Orion. It's with one hose, and at the right on top you see a setup with 2 frames, but in a total of 6 hoses. So there are a lot of possibilities in connecting to clean the heat exchangers inside. It's a development which very fast last years. And I think it's last. What we do a lot is hydro demolition. We use the power of water to remove concrete. I think we use a lot of variation of pumps for it. Sometimes with 1,000 bar with a lot of water flow, up to 240 or 260 liters a minute. But sometimes for the top layers we use 3,000 bar pumps. And water again is here a big advantage because you don't have any dust. You don't get any damage to the reinforcements. The healthy concrete it stays where you want it. So it's a very efficient system to remove concrete from different setup. There was a movie, but I can't select it. And I think I'm there already. Yes.